Ever pondered if your pursuit of self-improvement might actually be holding you back? It's a question that may seem counterintuitive at first. After all, isn't improvement always a good thing? But here lies the paradox of self-improvement, a conundrum that's as intriguing as it is complex. Imagine this: you're always striving, always reaching for something better. You're in a constant state of dissatisfaction with the present because there's always something more to achieve, a higher level to reach. It's like you're on a treadmill that never stops, forever chasing a horizon that keeps moving further away. This is the paradox of self-improvement. The ambition to be better can sometimes blind us to the beauty of being good enough. The drive to achieve can cloud our recognition of what we've already accomplished. The pursuit of perfection can make us lose sight of the progress we've made. Now don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve, to grow, to become a better version of ourselves. That's a natural human desire. But when that desire becomes an obsession, when the pursuit of improvement overshadows the appreciation of what is, that's when the paradox kicks in. It's a delicate balance, isn't it? We're told to strive for more, yet we're also told to be content with what we have. We're encouraged to reach for the stars, but we're also reminded to keep our feet on the ground. It's like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, caught in a tug of war between ambition and contentment. So how does this paradox affect our mindset, our overall happiness? Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all answer. It varies from person to person, from situation to situation. Some people thrive under the pressure of constant improvement while others crumble. Some people find satisfaction in the journey while others are fixated on the destination. So, are you trapped in this paradox? Let's uncover the common misconceptions about self-improvement. Self-improvement is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Let's debunk some common misconceptions. A common misbelief is viewing self-improvement as a linear journey. We often imagine self-improvement as a steady upward climb toward our goals. But in reality, it's more like a roller coaster, filled with ups, downs, twists, and turns. There are times of rapid progress, and there are times when we seem to be moving backward. It's crucial to understand that these fluctuations are normal. They're part of the journey. So if you're feeling like you're stuck in a rut, don't get discouraged. Remember, the path to improvement isn't always a straight line. Another misconception is the idea that self-improvement requires drastic changes. Many people believe that to improve ourselves, we need to completely overhaul our lives, but that's not the case. In fact, big changes can often lead to overwhelm and burnout. Instead, focus on making small, manageable changes. Think about it. If you're trying to run a marathon, you don't start by running 26 miles on your first day. You start small and gradually increase your distance over time. The same principle applies to self-improvement. Small changes consistently made can lead to big results. The third misconception is the belief that self-improvement can fix everything wrong in our lives. While self-improvement can indeed help us become better versions of ourselves, it's not a cure-all solution. It can't fix everything. For example, no amount of self-improvement can make us immune to life's hardships or guarantee us success in every endeavor. And that's okay. It's important to remember that self-improvement isn't about achieving perfection. It's about becoming a better version of ourselves, not a perfect one. These misconceptions can lead to frustration and discouragement. If we view self-improvement as a linear process, we can get disheartened when we hit bumps in the road. If we believe it requires drastic changes, we can feel overwhelmed and give up before we even start. And if we think it can fix everything, we can end up feeling disappointed when it doesn't. So, in essence, self-improvement is not about a straight path to perfection. It's about embracing the roller coaster ride, making small, consistent changes, and understanding that it's a tool to help us grow, not a magic wand that fixes everything. It's also worth noting that self-improvement is not a race. It's a personal journey that unfolds at its own pace. Everyone's journey is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. It's about finding what works for you, what helps you grow, and what makes you feel fulfilled. Now that we've debunked these misconceptions, let's delve into the potential drawbacks of self-improvement. Yes, self-improvement can have drawbacks. Surprised? Let's dive in. The quest for self-improvement often starts with the best of intentions. We set goals, strive for personal growth, and push ourselves to evolve. But this journey, while noble, can sometimes lead us down a rocky path. It's important to recognize that the pursuit of self-improvement can bring along some unintended consequences. For starters, there's the risk of becoming overly self-critical. In our quest to be better, we can sometimes become our own worst critic. We scrutinize every flaw, every failure, and every setback, often forgetting to acknowledge our progress and the strides we've made. Being overly critical of oneself can lead to feelings of inadequacy, stress, and even mental health issues like anxiety and depression. It's like aiming for the stars and then punishing yourself for only reaching the moon. Then there's the pressure to constantly achieve. In our society, there's a pervasive belief that we should always be striving for more success, more money, more recognition. This can lead to a relentless drive for achievement that can be exhausting and unfulfilling. It's a bit like running on a treadmill that's going faster and faster. You're working incredibly hard, but you're not actually getting anywhere. This relentless pursuit of self-improvement can also lead to an unhealthy obsession with perfection. We start to believe that we're not good enough unless we're perfect. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. It's unattainable. And yet we can become so fixated on this idea of being perfect that we lose sight of the fact that it's our imperfections that make us human, that make us unique, that make us us. Finally, there's the danger of losing sight of our true selves. In the pursuit of becoming a better version of ourselves, we can sometimes forget who we truly are. We start to mold ourselves into an image of what we think we should be, rather than embracing and accepting who we are. This can lead to a loss of identity and a feeling of disconnection from ourselves. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It just doesn't work. So yes, self-improvement can have drawbacks. It can lead us to be overly critical of ourselves, to feel constant pressure to achieve, to become obsessed with perfection, and to lose sight of our true selves. These drawbacks can hinder our personal growth rather than promote it. But don't despair yet. There's a healthier and more effective way to approach self-improvement. Self-improvement doesn't have to be a hindrance. It can be a powerful tool if used correctly. In our pursuit of self-improvement, we often impose unnecessary burdens on ourselves. We set unrealistic expectations, fall into the trap of perfectionism, and forget the importance of self-compassion. But the true essence of self-improvement lies not in these harsh measures, but in balance, self-compassion, and realistic goals. Let's start with balance. Imagine your life as a tightrope walker. If you lean too much on one side, you'll lose your balance and fall. The same principle applies to self-improvement. If you focus too much on one area, other areas may suffer. For example, if you dedicate all your time and energy to work, your personal relationships or health may take a hit. That's why it's crucial to strike a balance in your self-improvement journey. Distribute your energy and time across different areas of your life: your career, relationships, health, hobbies, and personal growth. Next, let's talk about self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on ourselves, especially when we're striving for improvement. But beating yourself up over every mistake or setback is not only unproductive, but also harmful. Instead, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and then let them go. Be kind to yourself, just as you would be to a friend in a similar situation. Remember, everyone has their own pace in life. It's okay to take your time. Lastly, set realistic goals. Setting goals is a critical part of self-improvement, but these goals need to be achievable. If you set the bar too high, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Instead, set goals that stretch you, but are still within your reach. And don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way, no matter how small. Every step you take towards your goal is a victory. Now let's look at some tips to make self-improvement a positive force in your life. First, take it one step at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your ideal self. Second, embrace your uniqueness. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to self-improvement. What works for others might not work for you, and that's okay. Find your own path and follow it. Third, practice mindfulness. Be present in the moment and appreciate your journey. And finally, keep a positive mindset. Believe in your ability to grow and improve. Remember, the goal of self-improvement is not to become perfect, but to become a better version of yourself. It's about growth, not perfection. It's about learning, not comparing. It's about becoming the best you, not someone else. So, embrace the journey of self-improvement with a healthier approach, and let it empower you, not hinder you. Remember, the goal of self-improvement is not to become perfect, but to become a better version of yourself. So how can you harness the power of self-improvement without falling into its traps? This question brings us to the final chapter of our journey. We've explored the paradox of self-improvement, the misconceptions, and the drawbacks. We've also discussed a healthier approach to self-improvement. Now it's time to recap and reflect. Remember, self-improvement is not about achieving perfection or constantly striving for more. It's about understanding yourself, recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, and making small but meaningful changes to live a happier, more fulfilling life. We've all heard the saying, "The journey is more important than the destination." This holds especially true for self-improvement. Embrace the process, celebrate the small victories, and remember, it's okay to stumble along the way. Misconceptions can often lead us astray. We must understand that self-improvement is not a one-size-fits-all process. What works for one person may not work for another. It's about finding what resonates with you, and applying it in a way that is conducive to your own personal growth. We've also discussed the drawbacks of excessive self-improvement. The relentless pursuit of betterment can lead to burnout, dissatisfaction, and a sense of never being good enough. Balance is key. It's essential to rest, recharge, and take time for yourself. The healthier approach to self-improvement we've outlined focuses on compassion, acceptance, and realistic goal setting. It's about nurturing a positive mindset, maintaining a balanced lifestyle, and setting achievable goals that lead to sustainable growth. Now, it's time for you to reflect on your own self-improvement journey. Are you pushing yourself too hard? Are your goals realistic and achievable? Are you taking time to celebrate your progress? It's never too late to make adjustments. Now you're ready to embark on a healthier, more fulfilling self-improvement journey. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. With these guiding principles, you're well equipped to harness the power of self-improvement in a balanced, sustainable way.